I'm back because I couldn't get enough. Hold on. I'm back, y'all, because um I'm not ready to go to bed and I want to make a video while I'm in a video making mood because y'all know I'm gonna be with it. Um, I I see nothing but bad coming from this conflict, and when you get down to the core of these Jewish people, these Israelis, they have the world confused. Okay, because they have it set up like there's some type of special religious group, some type of special ethnicity, when they are in essence Caucasians who are engaged in war with people who are rightfully fighting to protect their homeland. That's what this is all about, y'all. That's what this is all about. So if you are a disenfranchised person, okay, because I know certain groups of minorities like to consider themselves European or white adjacent. I'm here to let you know, no, baby, no. If you didn't know, because a lot of the minorities in this country come from immigrant backgrounds, and the education of history, especially American history, because some people don't like to face what their ancestors have done, even though they refuse to offer any compensation or reparations to the people who were affected and afflicted by this. Um, this is all about classic colonizing shit. You know how we look at the history books? I mean, some of us do. Some of us are from a time where history was thoroughly taught. I went to a hood school in Jersey, a public school, and I learned so much. I learned more than the college kids that I'm in school with today as an older adult have no idea. I learned that already in like the fifth or sixth grade because I went to an inner city school with black teachers who weren't going to pussyfoot around the true history, okay, of America, which includes black history. But we're not even going to get into that. If you have any drop, if you are not 100% white, you are other in America. That's how it works. So the same exact thing that happened with the indigenous and the Native Americans is happening right now in 2026, but it's happening to the Iranians, and it's being the role of the English settlers is being uh, portrayed by Bibi and his homies and the Zionists over in Israel, who I don't even understand why. I was watching the Young Turks, and Anna keeps calling them settlers. How can you settle somewhere that's already occupied? That's the distinguishing factor between a settler and a fucking colonizer. You're not just trying to settle, you're trying to take the rightful homeland of people. Like, who the hell gave these Jews the right? Where do they get the right? We already know ethnically, we already know racially, they are just white. They're white. They're European. And we know many of them are atheists. They don't even believe in, they don't even practice any type of religion. They're not religious at all. A large portion of them. So why are we looking the other way at the genocide, at the babies being starved and murdered? Why are we allowing Israel to do this? And then whenever you voice that, you get pushback and you get called things like anti-Semite. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't have a boss. I don't work for anybody. And if you feel like you want to dox me or you want to come for me, I'm telling you I'm the wrong person, but go ahead and try. Because I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak how I feel. I have morals. And morally, I'm not okay with what is being done to the Iranians. And we're all supposed to just be in agreement with Israel because of what exactly? You mean the spiritual identity thieves? You mean the ones who adopted somebody else's religion and then completely took it over, and now they're trying to erase those people and become them? They're trying, they portray themselves as Israelites. They said they're the chosen people. And I got one question. If you believe in Jesus, if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you believe in him in a religious sense, or if you believe that he was an actual person that lived, I believe that he was an actual person that lived. And I believe that he is a historic religious figure, spiritually equivalent to an ascended master, right? If if you believe in Jesus Christ and you believe in his teachings and you read the Bible, you know how humble Jesus was. You know how loving Jesus was. You know how selfless Jesus was. Why would somebody like that, who wanted to come to Earth School, Earth is a school, who wanted to come here to see the world from, to have a human experience from our perspective, why would he choose to come here as anything other than black? Which is the most humbling thing that he could have did. Because if you really want to experience, you really want the true experience, the human experience, and everything that comes with that, why would you come back as, why would you come here as an oppressor, as someone who was at the top of the racial hierarchy on earth? Why would he do that? For the people who think Jesus is white, or for the people who scoff and laugh when I say the people who are representing themselves as the Israelites from biblical times are spiritual imposters and they call me anti-Semite, I turn to them and say, tell me exactly what an anti-Semite is. They can't do it because it's just some shit that somebody made up one day as they were adopting the culture and the religion from the true Hebrews. They turn around and say, you know what? I don't just want to practice Judaism. I'm going to be a Jew. I'm going to take on that identity that's not mine. That already belongs to somebody else. We already talked about the whole colonizing thing. European Americans, non-melanated people historically, not just even Americans, non-melanated people historically have gone all over this world colonizing, stealing land, killing people in the name of settling. Why would people who behave, why would that be? Is that in alignment with how Jesus operated? Did Jesus bomb 150 plus children? I don't think so. I don't think so. And people say, well, it doesn't matter. It does, because it speaks to a pattern of the people that we're dealing with. They have a problem with taking things that do not belong to them and then expecting us to just sit down and be quiet and accept it. I don't fucking think so. It's a new day. We have the internet. We're able to see the truth, the lies. They used to be able to spin narratives and lie with propaganda. That shit don't work anymore because people see right through it. This is a battle coming up that has been prophesized already. The outcome has already been prophesized already. The reason why these commanders are standing in front of these formations, and anybody that was in the military knows how crazy that is, telling these troops that this is a holy war. And I'm going to keep saying, and I'm telling y'all, it is exactly that. But the narrative that they have on it is wrong. See, America is the face of white supremacy, the system of white supremacy, the system of oppressing others. That's why Trump was more than happy to get involved in this conflict that had absolutely fucking nothing to do with him. It was a spiritual trap. I'm going to just let you know that right now. The Most High was waiting. The Most High been waiting for Americans to stick their neck out the wrong time so he can cut it the fuck off. And people like to say, well, wow, God is not. My God is a vengeful God. My God is a parent. We are his children. And just like I have to discipline my child, God got to discipline us. God has to humble us so we can learn. We are here to learn. So, whatever is coming, because I'm telling you, something huge is coming, a surprise that Donald Trump and his cronies in the White House never saw coming. The fact that them getting involved in this conflict was exactly what certain people, entities, countries were waiting for. They were waiting for America to shoot itself in the foot. And dumbass doofus Trump, who doesn't understand anything but bottom line, because he's a capitalist. He didn't have the foresight. And where everybody else is gonna mess up, because see, a lot of Americans are like, well, this doesn't have anything. They feel so far removed from this, so that's why they speak freely, candidly, openly about. They think the war is a good idea. They think us getting involved is a good idea, and people are like, well, there's nobody. There are a lot of people who are in support, who live here. There are a lot of Americans who are still saying. I just saw a poll not too long ago where it was like 53% of the pollers said that they think we're doing the right thing by being in Iran. And I'm telling you, it was a trap, it was a setup. Your president has been corrupt this whole time. He came back into this office thinking, oh, they got rid of me once. I'm going to make sure they regret it. I'm going to make sure I get all the coins I can from this. And when it's over, I don't care what the hell it looks like, because me and my family will be taken care of. We'll be rich. I can go anywhere in the world. But what I'm not going to do is have my secrets spilled to the surface. What I'm not going to do is have people see that, no, I don't just like young women. I like young girls. What I'm not going to do is let William Sasha Riley tell his story and have people listening. So I'm about to set it off in this mother effer. There was someone that compared Donald Trump to a mafia boss. Let me see. Let me find the quote real quick. Okay, it says the most widely, apparently there have been several people who have made this comparison, but the most widely publicized instance occurred in April 2018 when former FBI Director James Comey released his memoir, A Higher Loyalty. In the book and subsequent interviews, Comey explicitly likened his interactions with Trump to his earlier career as a prosecutor dealing with the mob. He described the dynamic as involving silent circles of assent, loyalty demands reminiscent of mafia initiation ceremonies, and an us versus them world view. And this is the guy that blue collar, uneducated, economically poor, morally poor Americans who studies show many Americans barely have $200 in their bank account to their name. This is the guy they thought were going to fight for them, for their freedoms and rights, for their benefits. And the thing that I can't respect is we're so far down the line because these motherfuckers refuse to admit that they were wrong, that their pick was wrong, that their motivations for backing this dude were completely wrong. America is on the wrong side of this conflict. Period. I served my time, but we need to make a statement because as a veteran, seeing Pete Hegseth go up to ranking officers in the military right now who are conducting operations in Iran, go up to them and shake everybody's hand except for the black one. How can you be okay? How can you be okay with that as a minority? And you can say, "Oh, that's because I'm not black." So, let me tell you something. In this country, if you're not white, you're black. I don't know how many times we black Americans have to tell y'all as that. They don't distinguish between ethnicities. They're not intelligent enough to do that. They just know how to lump everybody up into a box. And because your skin doesn't burn to a crisp and deep fry whenever you step into hot temperatures, because your armor, the black skin that everybody hates, just because it's, I don't know, different, black, is the same thing that's keeping you healthy, protecting you from the harmful sun rays of the sun. If you are not white in this country, you're black. Still, sometimes we get immigrants over here who feel like it doesn't apply. Y'all about to find out. If they bring this draft back, you about to find out because it won't be Barron Trump going to slaughter in a foreign land. Mm-mm. It's going to be you and your kids, your grandkids. Because how long, who knows how long this conflict is going to be. I don't think it'll be much longer. I know people like to watch agencies, government agencies like to watch psychics. I don't give a fuck. They like to publicly laugh and, oh, it's just junk science, even though they turn around and invest billions of dollars in this junk science, trying to figure out how they can manipulate it to their advantage. And they tell us it's just malarkey. But then they're doing it in secret. So if you truly, like, if everything was on the up and up, why wouldn't you just tell people this is what's going on? But they want things to be kept a secret because they know this shit sounds crazy as hell when you say it out loud. Joe Kent came out and said we ain't had problems. We didn't have no smoke with Iran at the time. That's my honest opinion. Trump came out like, I don't know, was it the same day or the next day? Oh, I thought he was very weak on security. You did. So why was he still currently actively working for your ass before he decided to resign if you were so unsatisfied with his performance? Because you wasn't until he disagreed with you. And if y'all think that it's going to get better from here, you're totally delusional and unrealistic. It's only going to get worse. They test the limits. They do these side ops to see what we're going to allow them to get away with. And when they see there's no pushback or no accountability or nobody demanding accountability, when their massive amount of money that they shelved out actually protects them from civil liability. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'm sleepy. Female intuition is telling me huge changes are on the way. Not positive for America. I love y'all. See y'all later.